I was in a meeting not long ago.
Okay.
And someone in the meeting was just saying, why does it have to be all Black Lives Matter? Why can't it just be Black Lives Matter? Now, I knew why. I didn't say anything at the time, but I want you to tell my audience yes, it has to be all Black Lives Matter, and here's why.
It has to be all Black Lives Matter because they all matter, not just the ones that are being attacked and being hurt. Like, how can you say because, certain people are being attacked and victimized or being attacked that theirs lives matter more than mine does because I'm trans? That doesn't make sense to me. So because I'm trans, that my life is less valuable than a regular cisgender person? That doesn't make sense to me. So when it is all Black Lives Matter, it is literally all Black Lives Matter. Don't be trying to, only say, oh, it's George Floyd or Breonna Taylor. No. My life matters too. I'm out here being attacked and being hurt and all the things like every Black person in the world. So all Black Lives Matter. And that's why I say that. Because it really is the truth. It really is the truth.
No, I love it. Ryan, you want to respond to that? Say anything to that?
Definitely. I think with the media and everything that's happening right now, the majority of people are very focused on police brutality, and that's a huge part of it. Cameras have revealed that part of it, but think about what camera phones haven't revealed that's going on to the Black community, the Black LGBTQ plus community. And a lot of those cameras are being held by us for the cisgendered straight Black men, and then a lot of those cameras are staying in the pocket by us for the LGBTQ plus Black people. And that's, I saw a very haunting, disturbing video of a trans Black woman being attacked by her Black brothers, and just seeing stuff like that. Like, why is there so much division? And it really hurts because it's coming from a community that knows about oppression, that knows about hate, that knows about, all of these things, systemic racism, and knows about all the constructs of oppressing and pushing down another person who was for being born the way that they are. And that's, I think, what really hurts about it. But I can't sit up here and be upset. Instead, I'm gonna do what I set out to do. What I said, give me like action. I'm gonna do the work.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that, Jared, because what Ryan just said made me remember. I read a statistic not long ago that said that the people who are killing Black trans women aren't white men. Overwhelmingly, it's Black men doing it.
Absolutely.
And we have to confront that. Am I right about that, Jared?
You're absolutely right. And I think to everyone's different points, I think it's one of the things that's important to remember is, number one, the average life expectancy of a Black trans woman was 35 years old within the last year or two, which is horrifying, right? I just turned 35 this year. And the idea that 35 is the age that Black trans women are expected to live up to is terrible. Number two, the Black Lives Matter movement was started by 3 Black women. 2 of them are queer, right? And so the idea that we have to then, that queer and trans people are starting these movements, but then have to fight to have a space in them, that's really, really some messed up truth, right? And so the idea that we spend so much time thinking about cisgendered heterosexual Black men when we think about Black Lives Matter, and the ways that we only know the names oftentimes of the cisgendered heterosexual Black men that die, but we don't know the names oftentimes of the Black women that are killed by the police. Many of us know the names of Breonna Taylor, but there are so many Black women who have been killed by police or in police custody whose names we don't know. There's a fantastic TED Talk from Kimberly Crenshaw where she asks everyone to stand up and she starts naming off the names of all of these Black men, and everyone knows the names of the Black men who've been killed by police, but she starts naming off the names of Black women who have been killed by police, and nobody seems to know who they are. And so when we think about Black cisgendered heterosexual men, we know that we hear their stories more, we see the videos of them being killed, but we don't do that for women, we don't do that for gay people, we don't do that for trans and bisexual and everyone that falls under our alphabet umbrella. And that is the reason that it is so frustrating, because oftentimes we are the ones who start these movements that really get co-opted or taken over by our heterosexual counterparts, but don't seem to include us in those conversations.
Yeah, Jared, you said something that I just want to highlight. Chanel, I'm coming to you next. But you said something that I want my audience to really understand, because a lot of people now are embracing Black Lives Matter, and a lot of Black people across the age demographic, white people are embracing it. Hell, I saw Mitt Romney say it, marching down the street in Washington. What they failed to realize, and you just highlighted it, Jared, I was going to talk about it later, but let's do it now, is that the movement was founded and created by queer people. You would not have Black Lives Matter. That movement would not exist were it not for the gift of the LGBTQ plus community, the Black LGBTQ plus community, of giving birth to this moment that we're in. So literally, everybody's excited about the moment we're in, but it doesn't exist if queer people are not at the table and giving birth to it. Chanel, go ahead, Jared.
Well, and if I could, I really quickly, because I know you want to go to Chanel. What's important to remember about the starting of Black Lives Matter is it was started by two of the three Black women were queer, but it was in response to the killing of Michael Brown, right? A cisgendered heterosexual Black man, right? And so like we saw that happen, and then those women came and said like, we need to do something different. And so then to have to fight for space in that movement is really, really frustrating.
Yeah, frustrating. It's wrong. Let's call a thing, right?
Yeah.
It's wrong. It's bordering on evil because it's a willful act to dehumanize somebody and to deny them the full access of their humanity, which for me is the essential definition of evil. Evil is not an ontological thing, only an ontological thing. It's a pattern of behavior and a pattern of consequences that one refuses to accept. But we won't get into all that, Ryan. All right. So now, do me a favor tonight.
Okay.
And you are uniquely suited tonight to speak to this moment that we're talking about right now. Because there are a lot of people watching who don't think they know a lot of trans people, or they don't feel like they've encountered trans people, or they don't understand trans people. Do me a favor tonight and speak into the heart of my audience and tell them what they need to know about trans people and trans Black women specifically.
Well, first, let me say we've always been here. This is not nothing new. This isn't something that just happened in 2010 or whenever you saw your first trans. When Laverne Cox came out, this is something that's been here for a very long time. I don't even know how long it's been here, but I know it's been here for a very long time. So what I can say about being trans, like being a Black trans woman is the hardest thing because, like you said, we're being killed by Black men. So that's already something. Like Black men don't accept us, they don't love us, and they kill us. So that's scary because it kind of makes me, as a Black trans woman, not want to be around my own community, which is sad because I love my people and I stand up for Black Lives Matter with everybody else. But when you're in a community that treats you like an alien, you know, like a foreign object, it's kind of hard to feel loved, if that makes sense. Like it's puzzling to me because to this day, like I said, I still get anxiety when I'm in a group and there's like more than 5 Black men. Because I don't know who can try to clock my tea. I don't know who's trying to spread my tea. And then once again, all these women that are Black are dying. I don't know if I'm next. So it's scary. And then when you hear how they're dying, it's scary. And then I feel like as a community, when it comes out that Black trans women are being killed, the first thing that I hear is, well, did she tell him? What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why does that give him the right to kill her? So like I said, being a Black trans woman in America at this moment is scary. It's really, really scary because you don't want to go in public, but you can't stay in the house all the time. So it's just scary. It's really, really scary. And it's honestly very scary. But we've always been here. We're not going nowhere. No matter how many times y'all try to kill us and all these things and exterminate us, we're not going nowhere. We're here. We're doing your makeup. We're doing your hair. We're giving you your fashion trends. We're giving you your everything. All your little slangs and all that. We're giving you everything. We give so much to the community. I just feel like we need to be shown that love that we don't get shown.
Chanel, let me jump in and say that's why I wanted you on the program tonight, because I wanted to make sure that the trans community, at least on this show, feels that love and understands how valuable your lives are, or all of our lives. You know what I'm saying? I just, my heart grieves that at a time when we're trying to have justice and equality and freedom for Black people, that there's a member of the Black community who feels afraid in the Black community. The contradictions abound. You know, Ryan, there was a great line on the show Pose, where one of the characters says, they don't kill us because they hate us. They kill us because they hate the fact that they love us so much. and speaking about why Black men kill trans women,